Black sun, black sun.
Life could be a lie, you know.
Friday, y'all.
Weed, some me time. I've been missing my prayers, know I need to pray more. I've been staying quiet, know I need to say more. I've been on the go like when I need to stay for. The love ain't there, and I know that I can make more. Life is a workout, trust me, it can shape y'all. Know me, I just stay awake to the wake, y'all. Running out of time, I ain't running out of faith, y'all. I know about a 9 and an 8, y'all. Riding in the 7, riding in the 6. Give you 5 if you for the cause. 3, 2, 1. Do you really want a gun or do you need you one? Did your homie talk poison? Did he feed you some? Did you get back peace for the weed you brung? Did you start a trust fund for the seeds to come? And do you trust fun or do you trust serious?
It's Friday, y'all. Let's go, Packers.
Couple J's, getting off the grid, I just need a couple days. Come to getting money, no, I need a couple ways. I feel a new strain, so I need a new strain. Need a couple prayers, and I need a couple J's. Getting off the grid, I just need a couple days. Come to getting money, no, I need a couple ways. I feel a new strain, so I need a new strain. Staring at the stars, trying to beat the odds. We was young, selling dog food for European cars. If you know about the mob, you would die to be involved. Or maybe not, nigga, you could die if you involved. Ain't no robbery involved. You pay the price of blood when you take the oath. Maybe it's a robbery involved. Or maybe even worse, but you riding with your dog. And you look them eye to eye, side to side us in the mall. Hopefully you make it out and evolve and mature. Fuck, hanging at the store when I could buy the store. I don't want no ready rock when I could buy it raw. I don't want no stepped on when I could buy it pure. I'ma need the 45, got the 44. I'm about them presidents when I'm stepping out the door. Hopping in the whip, popping in the clip. Cause even all alone, I be repping for the cause. Need a couple prayers and I need a couple J's. Getting off the grid, I just need a couple days.
Coffee time. It's Friday, y'all. It is Friday. First pour. Nice. Morning, baby. Ooh, yeah, this is some mud right here. It's Friday. It's Packer Day, y'all. Ooh, Packers play. You should. Yeah. I'm going to throw something on Packer, too. Yeah, though, they were saying, just on a side note, not to be a downer, but I'm hearing, were you saying something about they're telling the players to just stay in the hotel room or something? Because is that bad in Brazil? Or is it certain little areas? Because the report I made, they made it sound like you're gonna, like something's gonna happen to you if you go over there. Like you might get kidnapped or something if you.
I mean, it's not.
Is that a real
safest.
concern? So people are fighting down there. There's like little wars going on everywhere. I don't want to call them little, but there's tension and fighting going on in a lot of places. So my question would be, why schedule the game there?
Yeah.
Friday off. How'd you sleep, baby?
I slept okay until someone
Which pet?
couldn't figure out why he couldn't get on the bed.
Oh,
so he was on.
Did I hear him whining a little bit?
Yes. You know how I sleep hanging over the bed?
Yeah.
So he was right there.
Oh. You wanted your mommy to get up on you, said, Chewy said, I'm hungry. Chewy's a little Mexican dog. Chewy's Mexican and black. Charlie Mexican and black. Yeah. I'm about to have a call. It's Friday, y'all. It's the last. This week was weird because of the holiday.
Yeah.
But I think, well, I know I feel back on track. It took an extra
I didn't
couple days.
realize today was Friday.
Really?
Yeah. Like when I woke up, I was like, oh, when's this week going to be over?
And
then
you're
I was
like, wait.
oh, it's Friday. Like I kind of woke up like, what day is it?
Right.
Sort of thing.
I did think when it was Tuesday, I thought it was Monday or some shit.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Yeah. Because of the holiday, right?
Mm-hmm. And then I was off on Tuesday, too.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what it was. Yeah, good morning, y'all. I'm going to take these pets out, sip some more coffee. We got the Packer game on tonight. That game last night was good. Kansas City won by 1 point. That play, Lamar Jackson threw a touchdown pass to dude in the back of the end zone to Likely. If dude wore a size, I don't know what size shoe he wears, but if his shoe was a half a size smaller, they'd have won that game because his toe was on the line, literally on the out of bounds line. Some lemonade, sure.
To take your
yeah. He was out by like literally not even a half an inch. Because you know the white part, his toe was on that. Literally that term, it's a game of inches.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I fell asleep.
So yeah, loving this lemonade this morning. The Kroger.
Light.
Oh, this is Crystal Light. Love that Crystal Light.
Sugar-free.
Sugar-free.
Okay.
Really appreciating that sugar-free Crystal Light. It hits the spot early in the morning. Oh, it's refreshing.
The natives are getting restless.
Mm-hmm. They're like, who's feeding us? I'm like, y'all ain't have to wait. I'm sipping my coffee. Yeah. Ooh, this is the first week in 2 we can say, who are we playing this week? Like what team for the survivor pool? Because this is week 1. This is week 1. We got to look and see who we're going to put in the lineup. Yeah, it's Friday, y'all. Have a great weekend. We just want to say good morning and to enjoy today's episode. A lot of the content is from like late last night and then just early morning. Yeah, peace. Wait, what happened, baby?
So there was that officer-involved shooting.
Mm-hmm. Here in Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like, they were executing a warrant, and, like, the suspect was shot, the police officers were injured, whatever. So, obviously, there was, like, a shootout.
Oh, the one where it was a 3... Okay.
Yeah. So the article was about the roommate came home from work. Like, somebody sent them, you know, like, hey, there's, like, some police presence at your apartment building or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he gets home and there's bullet holes and blood in the bathroom.
What?
Whatever. So who cleans that up?
Maria.
Like, who's
Salazar?
responsible for filling the bullet holes in the wall? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you never think about, like, the ripple effect.
Yeah, the ripple effect. Yeah. The ripple effect reaches.
Like, who pays for that to be cleaned up?
After all that's done.
Does the apartment building have to come in and patch the walls? And, like, does that roommate have to clean up the blood off the floor himself? You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's not funny, but right.
Like, you never really...
All that stuff. There's so much that goes into that, right? Yeah, that's crazy. Yep, 3 police got injured. Yep. Dude started shooting. Seeing that dude was probably on paper when they were talking about the story, because they had the fugitive task force there, U.S. Marshals and all that stuff. They were saying they were coming to serve a warrant. Dude was probably on paper already. He was probably on parole. And they were looking for him and shit. Because I think most crimes out here that get committed, or most people that get in trouble, I say 70% of them are on probation and parole already, and they done fucked up. Whether they deserve to be locked up by their PO or not or whatever, I think a lot of the stuff you see happening out here are people that are already in the criminal system. I don't think there's a lot of new criminals. I said a lot. There are new criminals, I'm saying, but I think the big chunk of it, no matter what percent we want to give it to, I think the majority of the crimes and the stuff that we're hearing about are people that are already in the system. Hi, Marley. Sorry, I'm washing my hands. Yep. It's a cold world. Dress warm.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. It's a good one.
Peace. Enjoy that Devin and the dude in the background. Michelle said it's a good one. Peace, y'all. Enjoy the episode. We're just chilling. We're doing a lot. We're watching. We got like 3 TVs in the room, and we're watching our phones too. All right, peace, y'all.
I mean, that's an assumption. That's not an assumption we just made based on evidence. Those who say that, we've been taught. You know, you hear it all the time. You're in control. You're in control. You can be anything that you want to be. Anything that you want to be, you can be it. And that may be theoretically true. But if you're black and you're on this planet, you're going to have to deal with the white supremacists in anything that you want to be that's worth being. Now, anything that's not worth being, any type of silliness, any type of foolishness, any type of dangerous activity, anything that's tacky or trashy or terroristic,
I'm going to pause
you
the
can
needle
do that
clear,
because
y'all.
that's
Hold
all
up.
been authorized. But anything that's going to be
What happened, baby?
Like they have that whole body deodorant, not the Lumi, but now everyone else is coming out with it. And it's like 72-hour protection. Who is not showering for 72 hours?
Exactly.
3 days.
That's some nasty stuff right there. I ain't trying. Is it some white? Is it whites?
No.
Oh. Okay. Cut. Back to Neely Fuller.
way, in a focused way, in a clear way, in a steady way, the white supremacists will come around and say, oh no, if you're going to do anything that's a real improvement, something that's really a breakthrough and really constructive, you're going to have to get my permission to do it, and I ain't giving my permission. And if you don't like it, fight me.
The City of Light welcomes incredible athletes and their stories as the world takes heart at the 2024 Paris Paralympics.
Tonight's kickoff sites are provided by Nationwide. One of the great traditions in Kansas City. You line up to get your car in for one of the best tailgates in the NFL. I was here at my buddy Craig.
See.
Today's show hit this morning at 6
Michelle's in there making some lemonade. See how sweet she's making it. Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Made some lemonade.
Yes, I made you some lemonade.
Did you make it sweet? A lot of sugar in it.
I'm surprised you don't have diabetes.
I'm about to test it out real quick.
I poured you some.
Oh, thanks, baby. So, they always talking about immigration, right? How it's so bad and how it's out of control. It's the worst ever. And you know how we always say it's been a problem. Well, it seems like it's only really a problem during campaign time, presidential campaigns. So I'm gonna go online here, and so I pulled up some like the immigration stuff, like throughout campaigns, throughout presidential campaigns, throughout the history, just to show that they talk about this every presidential campaign. So basically, in between the 4 years, like no one's really talking about it. Because if they were really serious about getting like illegal immigrant. There's a bunch of illegal people here already. Everyone knows that. It's like an unsaid thing. Everyone knows that. They work here. They, you know what I'm saying? No one bothers them or asks them for their green cards or calls the police on them and shit like that. It only gets brought up and only seems like people really fucking care about it when it's presidential time and it becomes a campaign slogan or a topic.
Right.
But any other time, and why are we so worried about the border here in Wisconsin? All the border, the stuff that everyone's worried about is way out west. I ain't worried about Salazar coming here and taking my job or coming over here and robbing me. Come on, let's see. So, here's one right here. Let's see what they were saying. This is from... We'll just go to the 1990... Let's see what Clinton was talking about. Oh, this is 1999. So this is from C-SPAN. This is June 10th, 1999. They're talking about illegal immigrants. It says, this article says, there's a video too, impact of illegal immigrants. Witnesses testified about the problem of illegal immigration. The first panel of citizens talked about the cost of illegal immigration, including the threats of disease, crime, and property damage. A second panel focused on the effects of illegal immigration on minority communities. See what I'm saying? So that last comment right there is basically they're saying what they're saying, how they're saying now, how they're coming over here and taking black people's jobs and all that shit. This is what they're saying right here. That the illegal immigration is affecting minority communities. Let's see what this video is. Hopefully this is the video. Let's see what they're talking about, y'all.
Legal immigration. Mexico border state residents, family groups, and immigration specialists testified this week before a House Judiciary Subcommittee about this issue. This 2.5-hour hearing is chaired by Texas Representative Lamar Smith.
White fella. He's leading the show. He's the chair. This is Capitol Hill, the Rayburn House Office Building. This is 1999, y'all, June 10th. Listen in for a minute. Y'all like that background music? I'm sitting here with Michelle. We're just chilling.
Claims will come to order.
Giving her a leg rub.
Recognize and acknowledge the presence of so many people who are here today. We appreciate your interest in such an important subject. This is a little bit different type of hearing than the kind of hearing we've had before for obvious reasons. In this situation, we have real people who have confronted personally some of the consequences of the illegal immigration that we see in our country, as opposed to having a panel of government witnesses or individuals who have never sort of encountered some of the situations we're going to hear about. The procedure today is that I will recognize myself and the ranking member for opening statements. Then we will go to our first panel of witnesses. We have a total of 2 panels, and we expect to be finished before 3 o'clock, just to give you...
It is true that this is a nation established by immigrants. It's also true that our ancestors were legal immigrants. That distinction is lost by those who advocate open borders. Wait, you just hear what
this white man said, baby?
What did you say? I can't hear it.
He said, he basically said, I know that this nation was founded like by immigrants or whatever, built or founded by immigrants. But God darn it, mine weren't illegal or something like that. This white man, what is that? What is that goes to what you were saying when we were getting off the elevator about how we literally all came here.
Right.
Like America was here and people were like brought here You know what I'm saying? To build the shit like the slave bullshit. So this white man, listen what he said. Hold on, let me go back a second.
North of the Mexican border. A brother and his family and my parents are my neighbors on a 20-acre family plot. My wife and I have lived there for 25 years, and in that time we've had some problems with illegal aliens. I've been burglarized, had a truck stolen, and property vandalized. My brother and parents have had similar problems.
How do you know it was illegal? It could have been a white guy. They like stealing trucks.
Expensive fences, expensive burglar alarms, mean aggressive dogs, and other measures. However, for the past 7 years, in particular the last year, we've seen a dramatic increase in the number of illegal border crossings. The occasional illegal alien has grown to literally thousands crossing every night, men, women, and children. I've seen groups where the majority will likely become public charges. And with the accompanying noises of dogs barking, people yelling and screaming, babies crying, horns honking, and occasionally gunshots.
See what I'm saying? Let's see what someone else is talking about.
More for chicken and produce if we could return to a safer, less violent, more drug-free community. And I believe that most Americans would agree. And the cheap labor argument that we frequently hear, I believe, is a false economy. If you deduct the cost of taxes paid to provide immigrants with free medical care, food stamps, rent subsidies, free education, increased law enforcement court costs, translators, jails, prisons, and other mandated giveaways, you have to conclude that the chicken isn't cheap after all. In closing, I'd like to make two modest requests. First, let's enforce the laws that we have on the books against illegal immigration. And secondly, let's stop rewarding illegal aliens with amnesty programs. Thank you for inviting me today.
See what I'm saying? They've been saying this is like, no matter how anyone feels about it, I'm just pointing out that they've been talking about this shit forever. This is 1999. You know what I mean? And like no one ever does anything about it. They just talk about it when it's time for the president. Let's see. This is Clinton. Let's see what Clinton was talking about. This is C-SPAN 2. This is from February 7th, 1995. It's talking about President Bill Clinton announced that he has signed an executive directive to the heads of all executive departments instructing them to quickly expand and strengthen the program to reduce illegal immigration. The presidential directive is concentrated on 4 key areas: protecting U.S. borders, protecting the interests of the U.S. workers in the workplace, removal of more criminal aliens, and provide more assistance to the states which are burdened by this problem of illegal immigration. So let's see what it's talking about.
When I took office, I was determined to do a better job of dealing with the problem of illegal immigration. About 2 years ago this week, when I discussed with Janet Reno the possibility of her becoming Attorney General, we had a talk about this, and for the last 2 years we have been hard at work to try to fix a system that everyone agreed had serious problems. The Vice President and I have just been briefed by Attorney General Reno, Doris Meisner, the Commissioner of Immigration and Nationalization Service.
Okay. See what I'm saying? They've been talking about this. This is the coldest shot, though. This Operation Wetback. Mm-hmm. Remember that? Operation Wetback. This for y'all don't know about Operation Wetback. The roots of immigrant deportations today. So in May, and this is what Trump wants to do, because y'all heard him say it too. He's referenced it. In May 1954, the U.S. Border Patrol enacted Operation Wetback, a campaign to deport Mexican workers who were in the country illegally. Let's see. In May 1954, the U.S. Border Patrol enacted Operation Wetback, a campaign to deport Mexican workers who were in the country illegally. The program succeeded in rounding up over 1 million people, most of them men. Regardless of one's views on the matter, we will be wise to recognize that the current crisis has its historical origins decades earlier. Let's see what this is at Operation Wetback. No one cares.
In May 1954, the U.S. Border Patrol announced Operation Wetback, a campaign to deport Mexican workers who were in the country illegally. The program succeeded in rounding up over 1 million people, most of them men. Just 2 years before Operation Wetback, the Border Patrol had deported half as many people. This new policy marked the beginning of modern deportation raids and the militarization of the border that we are familiar with today. The U.S. Border Patrol carried out Operation Wetback to respond to the unintended consequences of another American policy, the Emergency Farm Labor Program. During World War II, when the U.S. economy faced an acute labor shortage, the U.S. and Mexico established a binational agreement to import temporary workers to harvest American crops and maintain and repair American roads. Though the agreement was initially supposed to relieve the wartime labor shortage, American farmers developed a reliance on imported farm workers and had the program renewed repeatedly for 22 years. Between 1942 and 1964, the Bracero program, as it was popularly known, brought over 4 million Mexican men to the U.S. through renewable 6-month contracts. The program intentionally recruited only men as a way to safeguard against their permanent settlement in the U.S. It was assumed that men would return to Mexico to be with their families. Yet some women also came in search of employment, as did many men who were not able to secure Bracero contracts. The program thus inadvertently led to the dramatic increase of illegal Mexican immigration, as many migrants discovered that U.S. employers had a strong demand for Mexican labor, and many would hire them with or without legal work permits. During these years, the nation lived uneasily with the contradictions of its immigration policy and labor needs. The Bracero program revealed American employers' desire and demand for low-wage immigrant labor, but less interest in actual immigrants who might settle and become part of the citizenry. The program thus conditioned Mexican migrants, both braceros and unauthorized immigrants, to work for temporary periods of time in the U.S.
About 2 minutes left, y'all.
Home to family. In fact, this was the pattern of many Mexican immigrants for numerous years. American enforcement policy, however, had to reconcile the high demand for the importation of hundreds of thousands of workers with the deportation of those who came without contracts. Deportations inflamed tensions between agribusiness and federal authorities. Large agricultural companies wanted cheap labor, while the Border Patrol and Immigration and Naturalization Service, the INS, felt compelled to respond to American citizens' growing anti-immigrant sentiment in the early 1950s by tightening their control of the border. For years before Operation Wetback, agribusiness used its economic power to control the U.S. Border Patrol's enforcement of federal immigration law. On some occasions, Border Patrol and INS officials would simply look the other way when they encountered undocumented immigrants in the U.S., with the constant threat of being removed and separated from their families. During his 2012 campaign, for example, President Barack Obama promised his administration would focus on deporting, quote, criminals, gangbangers, and people who are hurting the community, end quote, rather than hardworking people who are contributing members of their communities. Yet the president, or deporter-in-chief, as immigration activists came to call him, oversaw the deportation of over 3 million people during his tenure. This was more than any of his predecessors, or in any other period in U.S. history so far. 2/3 of those deported had no criminal record, other than the civil violation of being undocumented. In the current immigration debate, Democrats have been more apt to propose immigration reform than their Republican counterparts. Still, Both parties might want to consider then Florida Governor Jeb Bush's 2014 remarks on the personal, very human roots of illegal immigration. He contended that people living in the U.S. without documentation have come because they, quote, worried that their children didn't have food on the table. He even went so far as to assert that immigration is a, quote, act of love. Certainly, migration has been a survival strategy throughout human history. Yet regardless of one's views on the matter, we would be wise to recognize that the current immigration and deportation crisis has its historical origins decades earlier.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. Basically, he summed it up. They've been talking about this stuff forever. So, like, that's my thing. Like, if this is such a problem and everyone cares about it so much, then why is it still a problem? You know what I mean? Because it don't matter who the president is. Like, they all, like, that becomes a topic. Let's listen to what this clown Trump was saying.
Nearly 180,000 illegal immigrants with criminal records ordered deported from our country are tonight roaming free to threaten peaceful citizens. The number of new illegal immigrant families who have crossed the border so far this year already exceeds the entire total from 2015. They are being released by the tens of thousands into our communities with no regard for the impact on public safety or resources.
See what I'm saying? And for my Latin peeps, you know what I'm saying? You know Trump plans on deporting Mexican people, even if you're legal. He's talking about sending people back. That's part of that Project 2025 shit. Listen to this real quick.
One of the most successful administrations in generations.
That's Tammy Baldwin on the Biden-Harris agenda.
Country. You look at New York, where I originally came from. I love New York, and you take a look at
how he
what's
shits on our cities.
Hundreds of thousands of people. They've taken over the streets, Madison Avenue. They've taken over Queens. They've taken over Brooklyn and the Bronx. They've taken over the whole city. The little leaguers can't play anymore because people are there that can't play. But it took longer than I thought, but I predicted this. It's called the migrant crime, and it's far more deadly than anybody thought. They will actually have fistfights with police in the middle of the street. You saw that the other day, where they attacked police. Even our bad criminals, they never had fistfights with a cop. You know, mental institution on steroids, okay? It's Silence of the Lambs, okay? You know that. Hannibal Lecter. They're all being deposited into our country, and then you have terrorists, and then you have drugs, and then you have human traffickers, and they're coming over at levels never seen before. We've never seen anything like this. 3 years ago, we had the safest and most secure border in U.S. history. We ended catch and release, except when it was catch and release in Mexico. We had...
But wait. I thought, like, he's always saying how Obama and the Democrats were always weak on immigration. But, like, some people are calling Obama the deporter-in-chief. And we just played a clip where they were saying he deported a lot of people. So, like, Trump, like, which one is it? Was he weak on immigration, or was he tough on it? You see what I'm saying? Like, because he just said, too, in this clip I'm playing, he said a few years ago or whatever, it was horrible. It's been horrible, you know. what's that word? If you ask every presidential candidate when they're running, it's horrible. It's the worst. They're all saying it's the worst it's ever been. It's the worst it's ever been. Like on the one I played from Bill Clinton, he had like this plan, I guess he rolled out. I don't know if it ever, I wasn't all into politics back then, but I read a plan that he was planning on implementing. So why didn't that fix immigration? Why, or you know what I'm saying? Why is it still a problem? Because no one cares about it. That's why. No one really cares about it. Because if people were like, no one would be, if people really hated migrants and like no one would go to restaurants, no one would be having Paco and Enrique come over and fix your what do you call that? Fixing your roof, fixing your lawn and shit. They wouldn't want to have nothing to do with nobody. Because they'd be like, oh, I'm not going to call that service because they're probably illegal.
For hydration that goes beyond.
You know what I mean? I know plenty of white families. We don't, out in the suburbs, who comes out? It's some white families calling these Mexican businesses, these Latin businesses, whatever, calling them out there to fix whatever, to cut the grass, landscape, fix the roof, fix the doors, whatever they're doing. They're not asking them for their green cards when they get to the house.
Right.
So why, that's what I'm saying, like, so why, it's just like, people are just being on just fake, it's just stuff to run on. Because in reality, it goes back to race. Because when it's president time, when it's time to run for president, it's black and white. Really is. That's why most white adult males are voting for Donald Trump. I read a post today. This one dude, this black dude I follow, he lives in Utah. He said he got his Harris and Wall. So he's got like one of them big ass flags. He said, you know, he put it on his truck. He put a video of it. He put it on his truck and he went driving around in Utah. And when he got done, he said he got all kinds of fuck her, fuck that bitch about Kamala. Because he was driving around in Utah with his Harris sign, you know, his flag. And he said that he got some white people caught, you know, saying F her, F that B, and all that stuff. Little still pulse, y'all. Other than Bob Marley and Burning Spear, they're my favorite reggae group. Play this for a couple minutes. Getting ready to watch these football games and Big Brother. It's Thursday night when we're recording this.
Than the crack business. 2 or 3 different drugs like I never had limit. You never get the full results when you putting half in it. Gotta give it your all to them really secure. When they leave you out the drown, you gotta swim to the shore. First, hitting the floor when the temperature fall. Word, plenty Dior, I'm a pimp to the core. I can't recall all the times when a woman ignored. I saved the number knowing damn well it shouldn't get stored. My energy only go off of what I absorb. I'm King Arthur at the stone, about to pull out the sword.
I'm from where they hustling or hooked on drugs. Ones with no heart to tell you it's all love. Heartless, I'm just living my dreams. Still in the mud, trying to keep my kicks clean, yeah.
And who's to say he won't do it again?
So let me
That's
ask
crazy.
You, why did you decide to stay on?
If Trump's ass were to drop out that race,
Devon and Nate or his family, it isn't like
because I won't be surprised if he drops out in the last minute of the debate. I could see him dropping out. I could see him saying, "Hey, baby." I could totally see Trump saying he has COVID or something a couple days before the debate, and then drop out. You know what would be crazy about that? They would be asking, like everyone would be sweating him, and they would be asking, dude, like, let me see your doctor paper. Let me see you got COVID. Because we don't believe you because, like, it's kind of funny how you pulled out the debate 2-3 days before it. So that, you know what I'm saying, people would be wanting to see proof, right? Because it would seem weird, right? I would suspect something too, right? Like, dude's either scared or whatever, right? And he's just making this bullshit up. But my point is, people would be wanting to find out what's up with that. They'd be wanting to see his doctor records and all that, but they don't want to see him after this alleged assassination attempt.
Right.
Like this, why is that conversation? And like that Rosie O'Donnell was saying, she was, and I hadn't thought about that. I mean, I know that obviously we don't grow limbs back, but like when she said it, it kind of made you stop and think, why ain't nobody asking?
And notice no one's talking.
It's just kind of going away. So, I mean, if you go on the internet, people are still talking about it.
Right.
Like every day, all day. You know what I'm saying? But if you're just like on the news, it's just like everyone knows that something's up with that.
Right.
Ain't none of that adding up. What do you think, honestly? Do you think he got hit with a bullet? Or do you think he got hit with something? Or do you think he cut his own ear?
Hello? But like nobody is talking about that.
Not at all. I mean, what do you think? What does your gut tell you?
My gut tells me that, I mean, I think it's pretty far-fetched if it was staged. But I think that he really wasn't shot per se. I think it was more of like a ricochet type situation, and he's just blowing it up to like this publicity just basically fell in his lap, right?
So you think he's just milking it?
Yes.
That's why he ain't yet.
Because, like, they're not talking about it.
And he's telling them not to talk about it.
Like, using the pictures with the blood streaming down his face, those lasted, like, a couple days. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's just not using it up like I thought he would. It's like they're probably like, drop it.
Exactly. They're telling dude, hey man, let's not talk about that. They're all on the internet talking about that shit.
Like as soon as the FBI guy said he doubted that he was even shot.
But they've been having like Congress meetings and stuff. Like they've been talking about,
like Congress wants
to know. But no one's like accusing him of being dishonest about it. There's just a lot of talk about
what
the
actually
shooting and all
happened.
that, but they're not. I haven't heard anyone accusing him of like lying about it, or
right.
That's what I'm waiting to hear.
Right.
Because everyone's just kind of talking around the elephant in the room.
Right.
What?
Look at what that guy did to Twitter.
Who's that?
Elon Musk.
What did he do to it? He fucked it all up.
Yeah.
You know there's racist people on there that he just allows
Yes. He doesn't monitor people.
But then there'll be other people on there. Like there's a couple websites that I use for content and shit that their shit has been shut down. And they just expose a lot of the stuff, and they've had their page shut down multiple times, had to reboot it, restart it. I'm not going to say who they are.
So if it's something he doesn't agree with,
and they're exposing stuff that people are doing, not on here just making shit up, just spewing hate. They're exposing stuff that people are out here criminally doing.
Yeah.
And they're being shut down.
Okay, before we go any further, I want to be upfront with Lily about that.
I will lay out my terms.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Who do you want to see win HOH tonight? It's eviction night too, y'all.
I would like to see Chelsea. Or, boy, who else do I even like? And then who else would I want to see win?
People are saying this is a real good season.
It is.
Top 10?
Yeah.
I will say this is the season. This is the season of using the veto and pulling people down and stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that happen. I haven't seen the veto being used on other people this many times. And I've been watching my Big Brother career started. Big Brother 11.
Okay. I feel like last year nobody ever wanted to use the veto.
True.
And last year was a little...
Yeah, this year's way better than last year.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of forget some of the people on last season already. Felicia was one of my favorites, though.
Yeah.
Because she was older, but she kept that shit live up in there.
Like last year, they kept flip-flopping at, like, starting Tuesday, Wednesday. So by the time Thursday came around, you had no idea what they were going to do because they'd have a plan in place. They would be getting the person out they're supposed to be getting out. And then all of a sudden, they didn't. Like, you know who I don't think they should have gotten out right away?
Last year?
Yeah.
Who?
Was that Red?
You think they should have kept Red?
I think.
But they weren't sure about him.
I think Suri should have kept him.
And
they should have gotten Cam out when they had the opportunity, not where he battled back or whatever his thing was.
And he was actually a good player.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he kind of plays the way that Tucker is playing. But I just thought that Cam, not Cam from this year. We're talking about Cam from BB25.
Yeah.
Cam,
I didn't
the
like
white
him.
dude. I didn't like who he was. I didn't like him personally.
Right.
There's something about him I didn't like.
But he played the game.
You know, and just the way he like talked to people and all, like just his. Yeah, that was something about him.
It just seemed like he had a little...
He looked racist, too.
It just seemed like he had a little military PTSD happening.
Going on there, yeah. Tim Walz is in Pennsylvania. Wait, no. Kamala's there, too. Kamala Harris is in Pennsylvania for debate prep. Yeah. We're watching CNN. Wolf Blitzer, the Situation Room, y'all. Yep, the presidential debate is in 5 days, and we're watching Young and the Restless before the football game comes on. Kansas City and Baltimore. I think I'm going to go with Baltimore tonight. I think Lamar's going to have a real good game tonight. I'm putting him in one of my lineups, too. DraftKings is back. Yep. So we're just catching up all that, and it's eviction night on Big Brother 26. Yep.
Foil over our dinner because it is hot.
Michelle made. What did you make exactly now, baby? She kind of threw something together. Like she said. What did you say?
It's not a prison meal. It's a halfway house meal.
Hey, she told me when I came in there. Sorry, baby. When I came in there, that she was cooking. She was like, "Okay, this is not a prison hookup meal." She was like, "What did you say then?"
I said it's a halfway house meal because you have access to an oven.
And slightly better ingredients.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? But check it out. You know, like at Taco Bell, right? When they had like some of that stuff that they have, like those crunch wraps and some of those, you know what? Some of that stuff,
just prison hookups.
It's the same stuff. Like it's just a lot of the same exact stuff.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
But when you like present it that way, or you say like, oh, I made this in the joint or whatever, it just sounds different. But there's people actually making similar things out here.
Yeah. So it's potatoes au gratin.
Ooh, yeah.
With like taco meat mixed in.
With the and you hit it with the
adobo, and then I put cheese on top.
You were generous on the adobo too. I like that. And we threw a little hot sauce. Valentina, is it Valentina?
Yeah.
Valentina, shout out Valentina hot sauce. It's really good, and it is really not that expensive either. It's
kind of bummed out we don't have sour cream because that would hit really good.
I know it would have.
Damn.
I forgot to get that. My bad. Because I ran to the store today. I just grabbed I grabbed the stuff like, I grabbed some pizzas, and I grabbed a lasagna too for like late, maybe I'll have that. Maybe Sunday. Yeah, because Michelle's getting together with her best friend. So, it's first NFL Sunday. She's going to do, y'all know, this is an inside. So, like every Sunday morning during football season, when I wake up in the morning, when I open my eyes, I say, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Like, you know what I mean? So this year, I asked her if she would, on the first Sunday, this is Sunday, NFL, I asked her if she would do the chant. So
I feel like I'm going to set my alarm.
You going to set your alarm?
I'll set it for like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll just be like, Sunday, Sunday!
It's going down. I got my DraftKings lineup in. We got our Survivor pool email the other day.
And the fantasy.
And shout out my big bro. We got the fantasy thing going for the FanDuel. So yeah, we are set to go. It's eviction night on Big Brother. Come on, man. In football? Come on. Y'all, everyone's getting their little draft, getting their little fantasy football rosters together. Y'all went to the bars this weekend and drafted your lineups and stuff at the bar. Y'all at home online doing your little fantasy drafts. Y'all, for the fellas, y'all girlfriend, y'all done got your girlfriend into the fantasy this year, and she had you pick her team. Just pick my team. I don't care. Just make sure they do good. Michelle's team. Michelle knows her little football though a little bit. She like a quiet assassin. You do though. You'll be like knowing stuff. I think a lot of it is just from like kind of observe, because I watch a lot of football, a lot of NBA. But she is a LeBron fan. I finally come around on LeBron in the last couple of years. I still don't think he's the greatest basketball player ever. I still think Michael Jordan is. And I'm more of a Kobe guy. I think Kobe, But that's the thing. Kobe and LeBron played different positions. That's the other thing. People try to compare them. They're two totally, just real quick, they're two totally different basketball players for one thing. LeBron James, like, even if you love LeBron James or you hate him, like, if you just break his game down, just his basketball skills, not what he's accomplished, not his records, not his titles, not how good of a teammate is, none of that, right? Just put all that to the side. Just his basketball skills, talent. He's not as good as Kobe Bryant. He has no post game, really. He really doesn't have much of a left hand. His jump shot is average at best. You know what I mean? He doesn't really create his own shot because he doesn't really have that great of a handle. He doesn't dribble the ball that great. But what he does, he passes the ball well. He looks up. He keeps his head up. He's strong. You know what I mean? He attacks the basket well. You know what I mean? A lot of his stuff is downhill, kind of like a Giannis. Like that's how Giannis is. Not really skilled. He don't really have a low post game. Doesn't really have a jump shot. A lot of his stuff is just straight to the basket with force. You know what I mean? That's how LeBron, I mean, it works. I'm not saying it don't work. But like Kobe, versus Kobe, he has skill. He has a low post game, left hand, right hand, create his own shot. You know what I mean? Post up guys bigger and smaller than him. You know what I mean? He can drive, finish with his left or his right. Because when you can use your left and right hand, that means you can use the whole court. You know what I mean? So we can all see that. Anyone that really knows basketball can see that. But we all have our favorites. So, but that doesn't mean LeBron isn't a really good player because he's got multiple rings. He's a top 10 player ever. But I'm just saying, like, I'm just talking about just skills. That's all I'm talking about. I'm not hating on him. I actually met LeBron. He's a cool dude. You know what I mean? But yeah, Michelle is a LeBron fan. I think a lot of it is because the upbringing. You said you liked his story about like his friends and stuff.
Yeah, once we watched the documentary,
you were all in.
Yeah, because then I realized like he's built his empire with his friends, his childhood friends. Mm-hmm. Like he didn't leave them behind when he became a basketball star, right? And like I just didn't realize that the work ethic he had. I just didn't appreciate it, you know. I just thought he was something that he wasn't. And, you know, he literally didn't have basketball shoes. And, you know, I'm not going to say he had a shitty home life, but, like, because it's not like his mom was shitty or anything. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you know, they were moving around and really poor, and that's what I mean by shitty upbringing, not like that his mom was horrible. But, it just, and like just his drive, I didn't realize that he was like great from the start. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And all the pressure he had on him.
Yeah.
It was
and
on
just,
Sports Illustrated magazine.
Right. And just how he made a space for his friends. And I didn't realize that his best friend is something Paul.
Oh, the guy that's dating Adele.
Yeah. I didn't realize that
Rich
was
Paul?
I didn't realize that was the same person. Mm-hmm. And they have like a production company, and they're sports managers and talent
Those are
managers.
Guys from back in the day.
Right, I mean, like that's so cool that he made a space for them in his life.
Mm-hmm. And you know,
and gave them opportunities.
Some people, I mean, it's a small amount of people. They're like, oh, he just hooked them up. No, he gave them opportunity. They took it and ran with it and created more.
Right. Like he didn't just throw money at them.
They spread it
like,
out. And
they're all
helping other people and employing other people and all that stuff. So.
And, you know, and he doesn't forget where he came from. He has that school. And it isn't like, you know, he gave them money for school and never has anything to do with them.
Right.
Like, they still have a home in Cleveland. Like, and his wife does a lot for the community. Like, I read something, she has like a foundation for like shelter women who are trying to find jobs. Like she has clothing drives, and like they give back.
And you know the other thing too?
But they don't
he stayed out of any kind of
bullshit. You never hear any rumors about him, you know? Or his wife,
or
his
if
kids.
You do hear something, it's just somebody just saying something just stupid,
right?
Something irrelevant. But he don't like, because they want to see some. There's some people, and I hate it. It'll be a lot of the white people that want to see him fail. They would love to see him fall into some kind of scandal or to just lose everything.
Right.
Because when you're doing real good as a black entertainer, athlete, sometimes I feel like some white people, they think that you're just getting away with stuff.
And I think that's true for any celebrity, no matter what color you are. If you're just like a genuine person, people think you're on bullshit. Like, well, there must be something. They're hiding something. Nobody's that nice.
They don't say that.
Right?
What do you think? I'm trying to think.
Like, okay, here's an example. T-Swift.
Yeah,
people
but,
are always
okay.
trying to find.
Well, you would know better than that, because I don't really.
You don't really follow celebrity
what
news,
people
but
are saying about
yeah,
it and stuff.
but like people are always trying to, confirm that she's a bitch, or like that she was rude to somebody, or like I'm just saying her as an example.
To just be able to throw in the trash.
Right, instead of like, wow, she's just a genuine, or I'm just trying to think of like another like female celebrity that's
breaking news, y'all. What does that say, baby?
Father of Georgia school shooting suspect told investigators he bought gun as holiday present for his son. What? But he didn't have unsupervised access to it.
So he lied already.
Well, obviously he did.
For a gift.
Now, there's one thing if you're buying, like, you don't need to buy your kid a rifle, even like a hunting rifle at that age. They can use yours. Because I know young teenagers go hunting with their...
because they go hunting with the parents and shit like that?
Yeah, but you don't, like, need your own. And they should be locked up at all times.
What are we doing?
But now, like, his aunts are coming out, like, saying you don't know what kind of upbringing he had, and, like, typical...
Oh, trying to give him an out.
Like, when you hear about kids doing something really fucked up, there's always family members that are like, oh, but he was such a good kid. I don't understand.
You know what? And I don't give a fuck what community is. Like I was saying earlier, it's a lot of a lot of the black families get a lot of the shit stick in the news. You know what I'm saying? But it don't matter what. It's a lot of bad parents out here. Basically,
it doesn't matter what color.
No matter
you are.
what color the race is, it's a lot of fucked up white parents. It's a lot of fucked up black parents. It's a lot of fucked up Latin, Asian, whatever parents. Like parenting needs to be better.
Like you can't just say it's a black youth problem.
Because a lot of times, I ain't even gonna say it a lot of times, but in these like this situation here in this Georgia, this 14-year-old white kid. You can clearly now, we know his father just admitted that he bought his kid this gun or shotgun or whatever it was as a gift, as a present for a holiday or whatever, for a holiday present. What kind of fucking household is that?
Considering it sounds like he had some emotional issues.
What's going on in that house?
Right.
And
now,
who's running that house?
Right.
Because there's no way. Even if your 14-year-old kid came up to you and was like, Daddy or Mommy, I want a shotgun for Christmas. A responsible parent, I don't give a fuck what color they are. They're going to be like, hell no. And why the fuck are you, sorry cussing, why are you asking me, why do you want a pistol? Why do you want a shotgun? Hell no.
No, so this must be what the aunts meant was, don't judge too soon. You don't know what kind of life my nephew had.
That's all the more reason to not buy him a gun.
That's what I'm saying is,
exactly.
So obviously there's more to the story. If the aunts aren't excusing what he did,
right.
They're just saying you don't know what kind of horrible childhood this kid had. So please don't judge right away.
They're going to be charged. That's coming next.
It doesn't sound like the mom is in the scene at all. It said he lived with his father.
Oh.
So we don't know anything. Whatever his home life was clearly shitty, and that's why he was having difficulty in school, obviously.
Do you think it's probably one of them situations then where it's like staying with mom 3 days a week, staying with dad 4 days a week, blah, blah, type, or maybe
Yeah, or
dad
the-
had custody. I don't,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know that.
Right. So it sounds like there's more. There's more
Maybe
going on.
Maybe mom's in the joint.
Right. Like there's that. I don't. It didn't sound like the aunts were like defending what he did. They were just saying you don't know what kind of childhood this child has had.
Let's listen in, y'all, for
Yeah.
a minute.
Anybody should be prosecuted in a case like this. It should be this particular father. There's just no excuse for it.
It's interesting, John, to Charles's point. What do we know
CNN,
about why
I'm gonna just listen in just for about like 2 minutes, y'all.
Got wind that he was mulling over the possibility of some sort of school shooting.
When the Jackson County Sheriff got that information from the FBI and went to the home, they interviewed the father, who said, "We will go shooting together," but he does
I'm
not.
surprised the father didn't lie.
Locked up. In other words,
Well, there's records and all of that stuff.
at least that's what they recorded in their report as what the dad asserted. And as for the threat to shoot up the school, which was posted online and reported to the FBI by a number of people, the child denied he did it. The father said, Colin said, it wasn't me. And the Jackson County Sheriff determined what I think a number of agents...
I'm going to go grab some coffee and then I'll
We
come
can't
back and
prove who was at that
stop the
computer or
video.
behind that threat. And we don't have an arrestable situation here. But they did remind the father about the caution. They talked to other agencies, but that's where it ended.
So, Chief Ramsey, what are the next steps in this investigation?
Well, I mean, they're going to continue to dig deeper to find out more about this individual. I believe they'll start to focus more on the father, what he knew, when he knew it, how secure were those weapons in the home. Did anyone other than the shooter know that he was planning something like this? I mean, there had been a rumor that there was a call earlier where not only would that high school be targeted, but 4 other high schools would be targeted. I don't know if that's legit or not, but they've got to track and trace all that down. I don't see where the police, with the information they had at the time, could have done much more than what they did. But
Yeah, that's crazy, y'all.
and we've got to take a look at it.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
So I was just in the bathroom, y'all, So we got a little clock radio in the bathroom and stuff like that. We just leave a little radio on and stuff. Anyways, so I went in there right now. So it's one of the weed commercials on.
Yeah.
It's one of the Michigan ones. Talking about come get the weed. On the sports station commercial.
That's crazy.
They just need to go on and legalize it.
You know what I should put in here? Onions.
Oh, yeah, onions. Yeah, time to eat, y'all. Peace.
This life's a marathon, and I'm still in the race. Mama's still praying I change, I think it's too late. Everyone's your man the minute you're doing great. I remember being broke and no one offered a place. Heartless, I'm just living my dreams. Still in the mud, trying to keep my kicks clean, yeah. Came a long way, devil in my ear telling me the wrong way. Trying to ignore, but every time I hang up, he keeps on calling.
Where I'm from, you hustle or you hook. They do nothing by the book. When you fucking with a crook, niggas busted broad day like fucking nigga look. Still waters run deep, and these other niggas shook. I know pain, I know hustle, I know struggle, I know bills due. I know what it is when these niggas wanna kill you. And you thought you knew him well, but you sitting in the cell, cause them niggas gon' tell. And you trying to find your lawyer like you gon' need a bail. Let me make myself clear. See the angels in my eye, hear the devil in my ear. Got a history of violence, trying to leave it in the rear. Trying to keep my kicks clean, but the mud is so dirty and these niggas on lean. All I really want is green and a big bag of smoke to flee the motherfucking scene.
Even the white youngs are pissed off. Look, listen to this. This is one of the good white youngs.
Please come down here. Members of Congress, there was a mass shooting at a high school in Georgia today. 4 people were killed, 30 more were injured. Please come down here.
Y'all can tell this is a white fella too, right? Baby, can you tell this is a white fella? This is one of the good white youngs. They're upset. He's not a LIP. He's not a low intelligence person. So let's check him out. We'll see what he's saying. He's in his car upset. Let's check him out.
Members of Congress, there was a mass shooting at a high school in Georgia today. 4 people were killed, 30 more were injured. Please come down here to Georgia and explain to families to their face why there's nothing you can do. Please, please. Go argue with them about gun control, say taking away guns from good guys doesn't work, and then when they look at you with pain in their eyes and say, what are we going to do? You say nothing and walk away. Do it, I dare you.
I don't know why.
I'm so sick of this. There has to be something we can do. There is. There's a bunch of things we can do, but Republicans are bought out by the NRA, so they won't do anything.
Maybe it's his video.
I don't know why the video stopped. We'll try again.
Because the Republicans don't want you to see
The Republicans are,
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is starting to fuck with our podcast.
In Georgia, we have a $10 billion surplus with a B, billion. We're dominated by Republicans. We're one of the only states that hasn't expanded Medicare. We can't do anything for our children. It is easier to get a gun in Georgia than it is to get weed, I swear to God. That high school's not that far from me. I could go 10 minutes that way. There's a giant gun store with Confederate flags, Trump merch.
Damn. The video keeps going out. Y'all get the point.